All right, hello everybody. We are interviewing Hal and Darren with Shard TT today, or Tabletop. How you guys doing?
Great. How are you, Andrew?
Pretty good. All right, so you've got a software that's a virtual tabletop and a character builder, correct?
Yep, that's exactly right. And it's dedicated to 5th edition, so it's really optimized for 5th edition play. So
cool, nice. And so first I'm asking you, why don't you describe what this is? Because this is, and how long you've been around. This is, I actually only heard about this, I think, a couple weeks ago. So yeah, why don't you give us a little bit of story there?
Well, we haven't launched yet, so that might be why you haven't heard of us yet, right? So we'll officially launch early next year as a commercial product. We're officially in beta right now with several thousand users that are using the system every week. And essentially what happened was a couple of years ago, we're both ex-Microsoft software engineers, and have been semi-retired for a little while now. And we started playing the game a lot more, started playing a lot of E&D. And we looked at the tools that were available and went, well, they suffer from one of two problems, right? Either they're system neutral, which means they're really difficult because they expect you to do the most basic things, go write a macro or type this archaic command into a command line or, something of that nature, right? To actually make it work, right? Some suffer from that problem, right? And then others suffer from the problem of thinking they're a video game, right? That the fancier the graphics, the better the experience is going to be, right? And, the more 3D we can offer people, the better it's going to be. And the more, crazy effects we can offer, the better it's going to be. And, most of our experience with playing, tabletop games of all varieties is tabletop game players want an immersive experience that's around storytelling, right? They want the visual aids that help their story, right? Not video game level stuff, right? The point is to interact with other people, right? And they want tools that are easy to use because they want them to get out of the way and let them play the game, right? And not that sort of stuff. And so, as software designers, we're prone to think we can all do it better than everybody else. So we started, right? We started with a very basic thing. Let's put a map together that we can, digital projection of a map that we can scale, and then add a few tokens to it. Okay, well, now that we've got tokens on the map, wouldn't it be great if the players could move their own tokens rather than the game master being the only one that can move a token on the board? And so that meant letting them connect their devices to the thing and being able to do that. Well, once the players got a device in hand, a phone or a tablet or another laptop or whatever else, you go, okay, well, now that they've got a device, wouldn't it be great if they had their character sheet on it so that they don't have paper and pencil side by side too? So added the character sheet, and it was kind of over time, for primarily our own use at the time, we built effectively a complete character sheet in VTT. Friends started asking us, hey, can we use it for our games? And we said, sure. And before we knew it, we had, 50 groups that were using it. And that sort of stuff. And then when I sold another software business last year and was kind of able to think about this, being a full-time project, we said, hey, there might actually be a business here. So COVID comes along, we said, oh, but not only is there a business, people really want tools like this, right? And so May 1st, we opened up to sort of signups by, not just friends of friends and that sort of stuff, but anybody that wanted to come sign up could sign up. And about 6,000 have shown up so far, right? And decided they want to use it, right? And that number grows, every day to be more, right? And so, tens of thousands of minutes being consumed every day on the site, lots of games being played, all that sort of thing. So that's the genesis and where we are. So
very cool.
What's going on?
Nice. And how's it work with different book content, say like Xanathar's guide and all the, those types of things? How do you deal with that?
So we have obviously the core 5e SRD, the systems reference document built in, including all 300 monsters and the tokens for them, and the spells and the items and the classes and all that sort of stuff are built in. There's some additional play test material available that has some additional content and that sort of stuff, but you don't, all that's sort of built into the system. You don't go buy Xanathars as a part of our book. Obviously that's a wizard Wizards proprietary thing. There's some technology that they and content that they don't license to everybody else. But if you own that content and you want to create it in Shard, it's pretty easy, right? You can go add a spell or add a class or add a race or anything you want fairly easily. So that's
Okay.
you know, it's open to be able to add that stuff. And we know many users that are in our Facebook groups and our Discord that have done exactly that, right? That have gone and added their own content, everything from Xanathars to, you know, the Last War, you know, the Eberron setting, right? So,
well, that sounds like that might be what distinguishes you, because most VTTs I've seen are not easy to add custom content. Like Roll20, Foundry, those are the two I'm most familiar with. It's not like if I want to add a race, it's not, or a class, it's not an easy thing to do.
Sure. Well, I tell you what, we're going to get into a demo here in a minute, and we'll focus on sort of the play experience at the beginning, but then I'll be happy to break in and show you exactly how to create one of those things. And there's videos online too that'll walk you through the creation of races and classes and all that sort of thing too.
Yeah,
Okay,
this
cool.
is something that we have been pretty hardcore about, which is all of the tools for creating any of our content are the same ones we use to create the content.
Okay.
So we don't have backdoors, all the things that we do. When there are issues going on with it, then we go and add new features and capabilities to what you can create rather than special casing stuff inside of there.
Nice.
So
I like
that's a principled approach that we've tried to do. The other big thing that we've tried to do to make it easy is we know that, you know, authoring a lot of text inside of tools is kind of a complex thing. So we've built in the ability to import data from Word or Google Docs directly into it and turn it into the book format from which you can use it to augment with the rest of the system.
Nice. That's pretty cool. So it's like an actual Microsoft Word import rather than like a XML or not XML.
No, it's a docx
Excel
file
or something.
Yeah,
Okay.
docx file. So
Nice.
native format for both Google Docs and Word, right? You take your document, you import it. Suddenly you've got all your content in, and you can start modeling things like races and classes and so on directly in the tool.
Yeah.
That sounds
The other
pretty cool.
the other thing is we will have the ability to build packages and share them and a full marketplace. And we're working with a lot of content providers to have that available when we do our formal launch. We've got a couple of little things that we've been dribbling out to kind of just show what's possible with that. But that will be a core part of the overall system, is the ability for people to create, share, sell, buy content.
Nice.
Yeah, so if you look at our latest, you know, you go to our website, look at the latest blog entry, or to our Facebook or Discord, you'll find a pointer to a Halloween adventure that we just released for free for everybody. That's I don't know, a coalition of about 12 creators that put together the content. It's got beautiful digital maps and tokens, and you know, all the encounters predefined, the fog regions on the maps, everything else. You get an adventure that's probably between 4 and 6 hours to play, completely for free, and it's ready to go. And we've had great feedback from people this week that have enjoyed the heck out of playing it. So
Nice. Cool.
you know, so the packaging format already exists. The thing we're spinning up come first quarter is the marketplace, and people, you'll be able to, you know, list content for sale and have people buy it there. And some of the third parties we were talking about earlier have already signed on board to sell their content in our marketplace. So that's you know, all good.
Nice. And what so I have a question here. What about the pricing? So how would you sign up for this? How much does it cost?
Well, it's important to note there'll always be a free version. So you'll always be able to sign up for free. You'll be able to run a game for free, and you'll get a certain amount of content for free. So you'll get the SRD content, all the monsters, including the tokens. So unlike some competition where, yeah, I could technically, you know, invoke a kobold, but if I want a token for it, I better go buy a token pack for it, right? Yeah. And that sort of stuff. No, you get all of the tokens for the SRD monsters and so forth. We've commissioned original art for all of those, and so you have those built in. So that version will always be free. So the next step up from there, when we launch formally again first quarter of next year, will be a $25 a year subscription that will open up some additional capabilities like unlimited number of characters and additional campaigns, and the ability to access free content in the marketplace so that you have, you're effectively able to now go grab free stuff out of the marketplace and add it to your account. Those kinds of things will be open to that $25 a year subscription. And that one's, so oriented toward either DMs that run, one game a week sort of thing, or players, right, who want the premium content for their characters, right, and that sort of stuff. And then the next level up is a $50 subscription, and that'll be more toward the dungeon master who wants to accumulate a content library and be able to share it with their players, right? So you'll automatically in that level be able, when you have content. So let's say I buy a book that has a bunch of new playable classes or races, or I create them, right? Then when a player joins one of my campaigns, they'll automatically be able to use all that material. So they'll be able to create a character, using the new races and classes that I either purchased or created from scratch, and that sort of stuff. So that's
okay, cool.
That's the first two subscription tiers. There will be a professional tier beyond that that'll remove all the limits. You won't have any limit to the amount of storage you can have and the number of concurrent campaigns you can run and all that sort of stuff. But that one's beyond what most people will need.
Cool. Well, yeah,
this is some of those.
Go ahead.
I was saying that the goal with some of those higher level ones as well is to also include ongoing updates to additional content.
Oh, okay.
So if you're in the professional DM, hopefully, we'll do new maps and new other stuff so that it won't just be, hey, I'm playing just to use the service, but that you'll actually get things that make it easier and more rich experience over time.
Yeah, we're partnering with cartographers to basically deliver, monthly map packs and that sort of thing, right? And some of them, if you look at right now, we've got a partner called DeMille's Wondrous Works that has a map pack on the system for free right now. It's 25 maps, and you look at any one of those maps, and if you can't instantly think of 3 encounters that belong on those maps, you really haven't been DMing very long, because they're all just beautiful and inspirational kinds of stuff that you just look at them and you go, yeah, I can think of 3 or 4 different encounters I'd want to run on that map. Cool. Right? It kind of practically writes the adventure for you from the map. So.
Nice. Well, yeah. So